Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai. In our last discourse, we ended with Vishnu cursing Lakshmi to come to earth as a horse. We'll go on to chapter 18. King Janamejaya said, "How did the goddess Lakshmi, the daughter of the ocean, come to be born as a mare when cursed by the Bhagavan Vishnu in his moment of anger? And what did Ravanta do at that time? In what country was the Devi born as a mare, and how did she pass her time alone, like one whose husband had gone abroad? O Muni, how long and what forest unfrequented by persons did she pass her time, thus deprived of the companionship of her husband, and what did she do about that? When was she reconciled with Vishnu, and how did she get a son when she lived in a state of separation from her husband?" Oh, Vedavyasa, I'm very curious to hear this excellent story. Vedavyasa said, "O king, I will now describe to you the pleasing story of the Purana in a clear, distinct language here. Ravanta, the son of the sun, became terrified to see Vishnu, the Devas, cursing Lakshmi Devi, and after bowing down to the Lord of the world, went off. Seeing the anger of Vishnu, the Lord of the world, he went quickly to his father and informed him of the curse delivered by Vishnu to the goddess Lakshmi. And Lakshmi Devi, the lotus-eyed, thus cursed, got the permission of Vishnu, and with a grieved heart bowed down to him and came down to the world of mortals. She took the form of a mare and went to the spot where the wife of the sun, Chaya, practiced her asceticism in ancient times. The place was the confluence of the river Kalinda and Tamasa, and decorated with lovely forests and trees situated north of the mountain, yielding all desires. There she meditated with her whole heart on the auspicious Mahadeva Sankarta Shiva, the giver of all desires. The Mahadeva is holding the Trishul in his arms. His forehead is adorned with a beautiful cooling semi-moon. He has 5 faces, each face having 3 eyes. His throat is colored blue. He has 10 arms. His body is white like camphor. He wears a tiger skin. He is holding one half of the body of Gauri, and his neck is adorned with the garlands of human skulls. The goddess Lakshmi, the daughter of the ocean, assuming the form of a mare, thus praised and practiced severe asceticism in that place of pilgrimage. O king, with a feeling of intense dispassion towards the worldly things, she spent the divine 1,000 years in the meditation on Lord Shiva, Mahadeva, the god of the gods. After that period, the highest Lord Shiva, mounted on his bull, came there with his consort Parvati, and appeared before Lakshmi Devi, perceptible to her eyes. Appearing thus with his host of his own people, he then spoke to Lakshmi, dear to Vishnu, now practicing asceticism in the form of a mare. O auspicious one, you are the mother of the whole universe, and your husband is the creator of this world and is capable to give all desires. Why are you then practicing asceticism when he is present? What is the cause of this? O Devi, why are you praising hymns to me instead of Vishnu, who is capable to yield enjoyments and final liberation, and who is the preserver and the Lord of this world? O Devi, work should be done according to the authority of the Vedas. It is stated in the Vedas that the husband is the lord of a woman. Therefore, it is never advisable to fix one's mind entirely on another person. The eternal dharma of a woman is to serve her husband. Whether the husband is saint or sinner, the woman desires of her welfare should serve her husband in every way. O daughter of the ocean, your husband, Vishnu, is fit to be served. Why are you then worshiping me? Lakshmi said, O Deva the Devas, O seed of auspiciousness, I know that you are soon pleased with your servant. My husband has caused me, O ocean of mercy, kindly save me from his curse. O Shambhu, when I informed my husband of my mental agonies graciously and mercifully, he then pointed out how I might be freed of this curse thus. O Kamala, when your son will be born, then you will be freed of this curse and will no doubt come back and live in heaven in Vaikuntha with me. Thus spoken, I have come in this hermitage to make tapas and to worship thee, knowing that thou art the Bhagavan, the Lord of the Bhavani, the Lord of all, and the giver of all desires. O Lord of the Devas, how can I get a son without the intercourse of my husband? Though I am guiltless, my husband has forsaken and is living in Vaikuntha. O Shiva, thou art pleased with me, then grant me a boon, O Lord. I know full well that there is no distinction between him and you. O Lord of the Girija, this truth I have come to learn from my husband. You are the same thing that he is, and what is he is the same as you. There is not the least doubt in this. O thou, full of auspiciousness, recognizing the sameness without any distinction between him and thee, I am meditating on thee. Had it been otherwise, then I would certainly have been guilty when I take thy refuge and meditate on thee. Shiva said, O Devi, the daughter of the ocean, tell truly before me how you have been able to realize the identity between him and me. The Devas, Munis, and Maharishis versed in the Vedas get their understanding baffled by wrong arguments and never realize the identity without any difference between us. Almost everywhere you will perceive that many of my devotees blame me, especially in this Kali Yuga, due to the influence of time. This happens to a very great extent. O auspicious one, let that go. How have you come to know this manner, which is difficult even for the yogis to know? Vedavyasa said, O king, when Mahadeva asked thus with great pleasure, the Devi Kamala, Lakshmi, the darling of Vishnu, gladly replied the essence. Lakshmi said, O Deva the Devas, one day Bhagavan Vishnu, seated in Padmasasana posture, was immersed in deep meditation. I was very much astonished at this. When he meditates was over, and when he was in a pleasant mood, I asked him with great humility, O Deva of the Devas, I know that you are the Lord of the world and master of this whole universe. When Brahma and the other Devas were united and churned the great ocean, I came out of the waters and looked all around to know who is the superior one whom I can select as my husband. And thinking you as the superior of the Devas, I accepted you as my husband. Now whose meditation are you doing? A great doubt has occurred in my mind, O Lord. You are my most beloved. Now disclose to me the innermost desires and thoughts. O beloved, hear now whom I am meditating upon. I am meditating on the lotus of my heart, on Mahadeva, Lord Shiva, the highest of all Devas. Mahadeva, the Deva of Devas, of indomitable prowess, sometimes meditates on me, and I sometimes meditate on him. I am dear to Shiva as life is dear to him, and Shiva is similarly dear to me. The hearts of all of us both are attached to each other in the most secret way possible. Therefore, there is not the least difference between the two of us. O large-eyed one, those men who, being my devotees, hate Shiva, certainly go to hell. I speak of this truly unto you. O Maheshvara, when I asked him the questions when he was all alone, that Deva of Devas, the highest Vishnu, thus told me. Therefore, I'm meditating on you, knowing that you are his beloved. O Maheshvara, you find out means by which I can mix with my husband. Vedavyasa went on to say, O king, Mahadeva, skilled in speech, hearing thus the words of Lakshmi, consoled her with sweet words and said, O beautiful, be peaceful. I am pleased with your tapasya. Soon you will come in contact with your husband. There is not the least doubt in this. When I will send the Bhagavan Vishnu, he will come before you in the shape of a horse to satisfy your desires. I will send Vishnu, the Deva of Devas, in such a manner as he will come in the form of a horse, passionately attached to you. O one of good eyebrows, thus you will get a son, equivalent to Vishnu, and the son will be the king of this earth and will undoubtedly be worshipped by all. O fortunate one, after you get your son, you will go back to Vaikuntha with Vishnu and will reside there as his beloved. Your son will be famed by the name of Ekavira, and from him will propagate the Haihaya dynasty on the earth. O Kamala, you were blind by the prosperity and becoming passionate. You forgot the Devi, Parameshvari, residing in your heart. Therefore, you have experienced such a result. Therefore, to expiate that sin, take her refuge by all means. O Devi, if your heart remained attached to the highest Devi, the blissful Bhagavati, your heart would never have gotten attached to Uchrava, the horse. Vedavyasa said, O king, thus granting boons to Lakshmi Devi, with his consort Uma, Shiva vanished away in her presence. Lakshmi Devi, lovely in all respects, whose toenails are always rubbed by the gems of the Devas, began to meditate on the lotus feet of Ambika and in expectation of her beloved Vishnu in the shape of a horse, praised and chanted hymns frequently to the highest goddess in words choked with feelings of intense love. Here ends the 18th chapter, the 6th book, on the origin of the Haihaya dynasty in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshwari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.